Hello, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the LDOnly walkthrough. This is episode 59. This is going to be a really exciting episode. I've been waiting to do this one for a while.
Anyone seen this before?
No, I really mean this should be a really exciting episode. We've got two new PvE teams that we've made safe and are reasonably fast. So we've got two more LD-only teams to share for those of you that are struggling to get some content done. And I think we're finally ready to really dive into RTA. I have a basic flex team ready that can pivot, and I'm really excited about it. I hope we can get to C1.
Just a fool's hope.
Well, thanks for that vote of confidence, Gandalf. That's not very encouraging. But I do think we have a reasonable chance at C1 as we learn to use this new team. So those are the three things we're going to highlight, and then we have a few summons at the end. So a lot to do today. Let's get started. Okay, here we are back on my LD-only account on Global. I am Speed LD-only. And the first team I want to show you is actually my revised Necro Abyss Hard team, which is not a free-to-play team. You need to get Emily, you need to get Diva, and you need to get Martina in order to build this team. There are other teams you can build for Necro, but all of them, for me anyway, have been slow and didn't like them. This is a team that is reasonably fast, averages right around 2 minutes or less, depending on RNG. But it's pretty safe. Typically, so here we're 18 runs in. Let's see if we've had any fails. So, well, the last one failed. Of course, this is video. But that was the only one. And then, so you can see 2.5 minutes, minute 45, a minute 35. It basically averages right around 2 minutes. And it's gotten me a new record of like a minute 20, I believe. But it's pretty safe. And so the mechanic is that, and we'll go through the runes on each monster, and then we'll talk about the mechanics while we're doing that. Okay, so the first member of the team is an unawakened Emily. So I do have an awakened Emily that I use in Siege. But her skill 3, so this one has the skill 3, absorbs the enemy's attack bar, which that doesn't work in Necro, and then inflicts damage on all enemies and then stuns them for 1 turn. So it's 2 hits, but it's not useful in Necro. So her awakening gives her that skill. So now we just have skill 1 and skill 2. Skill 1 is 3 hits, and skill 2 is up to 8 hits. So she is in there to break the shield. So her runes are pretty simple. Shield to give the team a little bit extra shield at the beginning of the boss wave. Revenge just in case she gets hit and can revenge the boss. So that's another 3 hits on the shield. And then ally HP set, just because I had a decent ally HP set for accuracy along with HP, defense, attack, so she does a little more damage, and solid HP stats there. We just want her to survive, take hits, and break the shield. That's her job. So the unawakened Emily goes first, and then the twins go next. So we have Martina, and she's on speed, crit damage, attack, and we need to get a couple more grinds on her. So Violent Will. Will's not really that important, but I use her in Siege. So, and I need to grind some things here. So the runes are pretty good on this team, but they're not like amazing. So that's Martina's job, is to do her skill 2 triple hit, which also does a defense break and attack bar break, so it makes it safer to fight the boss. She also does a defense break with skill 1, and even if she's doing skill 1, she's pulling Diva in. So Diva's the next member of the team. I believe I'm using my crit damage build, Diva. So she has a decent amount of attack, plus 1400. Some HP, some speed, but crit rate, crit damage. So attack, crit damage, attack. And the nice thing about her is that that she does damage based on enemies' max HP. So she does pretty decent damage against the boss, being a crit damage build, and then she also pulls in Martina for extra hits. So they also help. If Emily only does skill 1, then they will do at least 3 hits, if not more, as a pair of twins when one of them goes. So the twins are there to do damage, but also to help break the shield in case Emily didn't do enough. And then they do a reasonable amount of damage on the boss. And then the one that does quite a bit of damage is right here. Shaman, 86% crit rate. Don't need more than that because he's going against Dark, so he'll get advantageous attribute. So he's at 100% crit rate, 223% crit damage. So obviously, attack, crit damage, HP. And he would do more damage if I did attack percent slot 6, but I needed some more tankiness. He was dying when RNG went badly against the boss. So we need better runes on Shaman so that we can put an attack percent back on slot 6, and then the runs will be even quicker. With some extra damage from artifacts, but not amazing. So we need better artifacts on Shaman as well. But Rage Blade, so that's Shaman, and then the last member of the team is Ashir. And I think I'm using this Ashir, which is Vio Determination, just to give the team extra defense. Speed, HP, and nothing is grinded. Let's make sure that that's the one that I'm actually using, because I have 3 Ashirs built. It's possible I'm using another one. Let's go back into the repeat battle here. And so the turn order here is pretty simple. Emily goes first, then the twins, then Ashir, and then last is Shaman. And I could make it a little better, actually, if I had Ashir go and then Shaman, because Shaman does do attack damage based on attack speed. So now we're waiting to see, do we survive this? Can Ashir get us healed up? Probably not. So we're probably going to lose Martina here. This might be one of the fails. Oh, she survived. And so that's the reason the runs typically do fail, is that Martina's not quite tanky enough. So when she dies off, it generally makes the team fall apart. So let's take a look at which Ashir I'm using. So there we go, 2 minutes, 4 seconds. We had 1 loss, best time was 1:35. So this isn't a speed team, but it's a very nice, reasonable amount of time. Let's take a look at the team. And yes, we are using the Vio Determination Ashir. And the determination was just because I wanted a little extra defense on the team for the boss stage. And obviously none of these runes are grinded. So we have a lot of room to improve on Ashir. So that could make things a lot better. And so Ashir is 195. And so he does go before Shaman. So it's Unawakened Emily, the twins go, then Ashir goes, then Shaman goes. So that's the turn order. And it's a really nice team for me, really enjoy it. I can put it on 30 runs, and I don't remember the last time that I had 3 fails in 30 runs. It's been a long time. And once I improve Ashir and some of these other runes, It's not a high priority for me because this team works. I can just set it and forget it. So that's the first team I wanted to show you. Feels like I'm finally starting to kind of get more towards mid-game. Just starting to get some really nice PvE teams done that I can just set and forget. And that's the goal for all of my PvE teams is I want to get 30 runs in, maybe 1 or 2 fails once in a while because of RNG, but I don't want to see that I failed 3 times and it stopped. So the next team I wanted to show you guys is in the Dimension Hole. This is actually a viewer request, so one of the people viewing my videos was like, please help me with a LD-only Forest of Roaring Beast team, and I finally have one. I actually have there's 2 variations of this team. So right here is the free-to-play team, and this basically does do 30 runs and rarely fails, 1 or 2 fails per 30 runs. If you don't have the one substitute I've come up with, this works. It's just slower. But what you can do is if you have Huadam, you can put him in. And so we can take Huadam here, and that's the second team I'm going to recommend. Huadam's team is actually slightly slower than with Darien, but it seems safer. Like I did several 30 runs with no fails with this team right here, because Huadam's passive will prevent a member of your team from dying, and there's a couple of points. The second wave with the Ramagos, he can one-shot something, and Huadam will prevent that from happening. But putting Darien in there actually makes the team faster because Darien provides a defensive break. So this is the team. I believe Fran goes first. She's on Violent Shield, Speed, HP, Resistance. And that's only because I had a really nice resistance rune that had some good stats. I mean, not that this is a great rune. I still have it marked as a re-app, but it works for now. So then we had a couple of shield runes, some decent speed, some HP there, some resistance, some accuracy, some attack for her heal. So it goes Fran first, and then Amon is actually last, probably. So it goes Fran, and then I believe Darien's fairly slow. Yeah, Darien's less than 180. Darien's 183. So it might actually be better to make Darien slightly faster to put up his defense break before Linda goes, but it's pretty minor. Linda's on a damage build, attack, crit damage, attack, and decent runes, nothing super exciting. There's still a couple that I might re-app someday, but she does good damage. She's 84% crit rate, 188% crit damage, and then more crit damage in artifacts, and some more crit damage here. A little bit of damage minus from wind to try to help keep her alive some. She's almost fully skilled. I got to get one more skill into skill 1, which I believe does give more damage. And then really the savior of this team is actually Amon. So Amon is on Violent Revenge, and Revenge is just to hope to get him more turns. So he's on HP, crit rate, HP, and just tanky. Lots and lots of tankiness. We have him on 85% resistance, 95% crit rate. I'd actually like to get him up to 100% crit rate. And I might even take a little bit of his resistance. Oh, no, I can't do it there. I'm looking for a spot where, do I take away this 9% resistance to get him up to 5% more crit rate? Because I do notice occasionally he hits and he doesn't crit, and then he doesn't do his heal. So you really want Amon on 100% crit rate, but he's on 85% resistance to try to avoid some of the debuffs that the monsters put out. But honestly, he just seems to get debuffed all the time. I don't even know why resistance is even in this game. It seems to really Resistance doesn't seem to really work most of the time. You got him on 85% resistance, and then he's got a defense break and attack power break, and you just wonder what's going on. So you just have, so this is the run, and you want Fran in there. So the mechanics of this dungeon are really difficult for an LDOnly account. There's probably much simpler teams for accounts that can use everything. And I've seen some speedy all element accounts that were like less than a minute. But Fran's there to put the immunity up to try to keep some of the debuffs off. And I do go after the bird first because I don't want it to be cleansing the boss. I think that hurts. And then we go in with the damage. And once we have a defense break on the boss, and even though Varus is a pretty good unit and will stun a lot, you're hoping that, see, there's 2 debuffs right on Amon. I actually go straight for the boss. I figure with RNG, if Ramagos takes us out, well, we're just going to have to deal with it. I'd rather work quickly and try to get to the next stage before Ramagos has enough time to one-shot us. And there we go. At least Amon didn't get stunned there, but he seems to get stunned a lot. And then what we're just hoping is that Linda's Lancing and attack power break will control the 2 minions, and that Amon will get enough turns that he can heal up the team before Tashar or Lagmaron can blow us up. So there's Amon getting 2 turns in a row, and everybody's back to full health. So, and then Darian's passive keeps the team safe, more or less. And there's a run. 2 minutes, 19 seconds. And the best I've got with this team has been 1:39. But I think the average run is right around 2 minutes. So that's the run. That's how the team works. Keep that for now just because I have so little. But that's the... We'll watch one more run. So we're going to get this started over here. And I'm okay with this not being a super fast team because I have so many 2As that I need to skill up. I don't need to be taking like 45 seconds to do this and then constantly running out of 2A energy. So we'll just do one more run here and watch it. So we can see there's Linda defense and breaking everybody. And Amon actually does reasonable damage. He's 95% crit rate, around 80% crit damage. And if you get a defense break on him, on any of these wave monsters, he'll kill it. And of course, Linda's also in there because you could potentially use another damage dealer other than Linda. But I like her skill 3 on that second wave so that things can't revive. And you'll notice there that Fran just healed up Linda. Pretty good, actually. And this is like the only dungeon where I've seen that Fran's AI is actually pretty decent. When somebody gets a defense break on them and they're hurt fairly badly, Fran will go in with skill 2 and heal them up, which is... I'm not used to Fran working properly in dungeons, so pretty excited that she works that well. And there's Ramagos trying to get rid of Linda, and then Fran comes in and heals, and Amon comes in and heals, and now the defense break is off of her, so that hopefully the danger is past. And there we didn't crit, so we didn't heal, and that's why I want Amon on 100% crit rate. I'll probably take some of that resistance off to give him that 5% extra crit rate. I'm just waiting on a gem for that. And there's wave 2 gone of the minions. Here's the third one. Here comes the stun. And there's a heal. There's another heal. We're back up to full. And if we're not defense broken, it's usually hard for them to kill us. So there's more stuns because the minions stun. Now we've got immunity up. Should be fairly easy to just kind of crank through it here. We need Darian to put a defense break, or Linda. Put a defense break. So there we're hurt pretty badly, but hopefully, yep, this is where Amon comes in. And there's Fran healing herself. There's our defense break, so now we should be able to kill pretty quickly. And even with the defense breaks on us, we're pretty tanky. And there we go. So another nice run. Like I said, it fails once or twice in 30 runs because of RNG when somebody gets one shot. But this is the team. It works pretty good. Once I get better runes on them, then Linda should be able to one-shot that first wave, and they'll speed up the runs. Or ideally, she uses her skill 2 on the first wave, and then uses skill 3 here, because skill 3 would be great here to prevent all this reviving from happening. So there we go. That's what we want. But we'd like that to happen first before those 2 bears get their defense buff up, so she can just one-shot the entire wave and move on. So reasonable runes on these monsters, but obviously there's room for improvement. So that's the second PvE team, and we're actually, we need energy to 2A other skill ups, so we're actually going to stop this. Okay, so the final thing we're going to look through in this episode before we go to summons is we're going to look at RTA briefly. So I've been sitting here in Fighter 3, and the dream is to get to C1. I don't know if that's going to happen this season. We've got 9 days, 12 hours left. But last episode, I pulled Light Megumi, who's a 38% arena hit point lead. So that allows me to have a turn 2 team that I didn't have before. And so now I'm actually finally set up in RTA to do both speed team and a turn 2 team. And so my main team, my core team, is Ashir, Mookwall, and Elsharion. So Elsharion is damage and also steal buffs. Mookwall for the strip, and then Ashir is speed buff and a strip. And also he's on a crit damage build. Speed, crit damage, HP. And so he's 212 or 312 speed. So he's pretty fast. Needs a bit more accuracy, a bit more crit rate, more crit damage, but we're working with what we've got. So those are typically the first 3 monsters that I select, and then I see what the enemy team is doing. And if they're either, if they're not going speed, then I'll typically go with my turn 2 team where I've got Megumi and Veramos as my HP leads. Or if they're really squishy or they're contesting speed, then I go with Trinity and Gemini is my 2 speed leads. And so that's my basic team. And then I've got a bunch of other monsters runed up for different options, depending on what units they're picking. And so, once again, I'm not an RTA expert, but I'm starting to learn. And it's pretty cool now to finally have a flexible team that can go either way. So we're going to do just a couple of battles and see how this goes. Light Megumi has been a little bit hard to use. I've had him on a couple of different builds, but he doesn't do a lot of damage. And so he's mostly just a strip. and that's somewhat problematic. We're going to see what kind of team they're putting together here. This might be a control team. Yeah. So we're going to go... We're going to go speed. Try to outspeed. And see what they're doing. Yeah, so they've got, we need a nuke. He's not a speed lead, is he? No, he's not. So they only have one speed lead, so we're going to bring El Sherion in, and we're going to try to outspeed them and not give them Sierra. So we should be able to outspeed here. We need to kill off their damage dealer, and then try to deal with the rest of what they have. I've not gone against the Wind Gojo, so I don't know what he does. But we're faster, which is good. Try to... No, that didn't help. Can we... No, we didn't defense break either. That's not good. At least she's stunned. That's good. Okay, so he's gone. Yeah, so he's a strip. We have enough HP. Try to get... See what we can do here. Oh yeah, so she must have violent procced out of that stun. God dang it. Wait, no, she didn't violent proc out of the stun. Okay. Dang it. Dude, it's too tanky. Alright. We're in trouble here. Nice stun. Can we defense break him? No, we can't. But can we kill him? No. God dang it. Wasting too many turns. Yeah, so now he can come back and kill something. So, see if we can stun him. Can we stun him? No. So my Gemini's on despair. So is my Mook Wall. Trying to get them useful stunning things. So if we can stun, we can maybe do something, but no stuns. We got a stun on him, which is good. Now we need to see if we can get another stun. No, we got glancing. Doesn't really help that much. Now he's going to nuke something. No, he didn't have the nuke. Another stun. That's good. Can we get a defense break? Then we can maybe kill something. There we go. Is he dead? Yes. Okay, now we can put immunity back up, prevent her from doing something. We missed the glancing. Let's see how much damage she can do. Nothing. We got rid of the invincibility. So now we try to get her clear to the shields. Can we stun her? No. And he's gonna nuke something now for sure. Yeah. That's the end of the... Unless I stun her. No. Oh, she got an additional turn. That's not fair. Ooh, nice stun. Yes! Awesome. That was a great win. Okay, they're almost certainly going to turn 2. If they're picking Minato, it's going to be turn 2. Yeah, they're doing turn 2. So we're also going to do turn 2. And then we're probably picking Ian to deal with. Yeah, where's Ian? Okay, so he's a strip. Okay, we're hoping we get first turn here with a share, which we did. And we don't want to activate Minato's passive. We're just going to tap this guy a little bit. Now we kill him. And then we can put threat state on him. And then we can strip. He's going to strip me. Ouch, that's pretty good damage. Okay, we got a stun. But luckily, Vero will cleanse a lot of those dots off. And we can remove his invincibility. Now we can stun and decrease attack bar. We get rid of him. A little bit of fluff damage there. And we can nuke him out. And we can put the threat state back on Sheer. Push her attack bar back. Missed it. Oh, she's immune to it. She's immune to that? But I think we got this one. So we got her stunned. We'll kill her off. Yeah, got rid of her. Ooh, nice defense break. Megumi tends to miss his defense break a lot. So it's nice that he actually landed that. So anyway, that's another victory. We're still in Fighter 3. I don't know if I have the runes to get up to C1, but we're hoping we can do it.
Just a fool's hope.
Thanks, Gandalf. Such a positive influence. So it's time for summons. This is the favorite part of the video. Can we get a dupe Nat 5? That's what we're looking for. It's an event monster. 4-star. Not needed. We already used the event to fully skill up to Light Megumi. So, Asura. I'm just hoping for one Nat 5. One dupe. But the odds are against us. You need about 200. But you never know. Fusion monster. No, that's more LD pieces to feed. So we'll do the 10 fire scrolls and then we'll put stuff in storage. Nothing there. Very typical, but now we're getting to the stuff we really want. Can we get a new LD toy? 3 lightning out of 50 scrolls. It's not the best. It's not horrible, but it's not. That's about average rates. Okay, so we're gonna do the legendaries first, because maybe we can get a dupe net 5 out of legendaries. Sniper, it's not helpful. You might need that as a skill up for the dark sniper. I have to look into that. And he's just a fusion monster, so that's no good. Okay, all right. Do a very. Actually, we need that. All right, we just need a little bit of luck. Linda and Gina, come on. Help us out here. We need one new LD toy. Doesn't matter what it is. If you give me lightning and give me an LD toy, that would be awesome. We're also looking for a dupe Shren, because we need to build a non-2A Shren. Secret dungeon. We don't need any other 3-star dupes, I don't think. Okay, Light Drunken Master. I thought we had lightning for a second with the dragon. Dupe Linda. Nope, it's not looking good for today. We've got one legendary all attribute. Can we get an LD? We cannot. Alright. Well, that's disappointing, but not unexpected. We just don't have... Those are all new Nat 5, so there would be no dupes there. So that's it for this one. Just wanted to show you those dungeon teams that are really helpful for LDOnly accounts. And, you know, we're going to try to see if we can squeeze our way into C1 in the last 9 days. But until the next one, see ya.